What's up, guys? Look at what has arrived today. We have the NerdOctaxe TITAN. This is a sample unit that I had them send over for review. I know you guys are waiting for yours. It's gonna be arriving soon, just hang tight. The only difference is that the units arriving will have RGB fans. This one does not. But man, look at this beast here. And if you guys want to know, this thing has quad fans, 2 in the rear. I know the other ones on the market right now do not have these. This is going to provide optimal cooling, especially these overclock devices running at 12 terahashes per second. Man, this thing is massive. It has a 25 amp automotive fuse, XT60 connector. And let me show you guys the power supply. We did not cheap out on the power supply whatsoever. Just for reference, look at a BitX Gamma compared to the size of this power supply. And if you guys want to know the brand of this power supply, I paid extra, so you guys have the best stuff. This is a Meanwell power supply, you guys. This thing is a unit. Absolutely top of the line. I am super excited. So, the factory has already produced all of my units. They're probably about halfway sold out so far. If you don't know, I sell these on my website, soloblock.io. Currently it's priced at $739. It ships from the US. So you guys do not have to worry about getting hit with the tariff bill. And yeah, so I already saw videos. Almost all the units are completed. They're just, working on the packaging. So they should be getting shipped out maybe early next week, and I should probably have it by the end of next week, but no promises because there could be delays. But yeah, they're finishing up that batch for me. They're gonna send me the half of the batch first, and then I'll get the second batch next. Thank you for everybody who pre-ordered. If you guys got your reservations in early, you're going to be the first ones to receive it. Look how thick this wire is. Yeah, and it did not come with these. I opted to pay extra for all of the units, so I took a big hit on that, but I want you guys to have the best of the best. So 2 fans in the rear, obviously 2 fans in the front, 12 terahashes per second. We got heat sinks up here in the front with the Meanwell power supply, 25 amp fuse, XT60. I'm so excited to get these out to you guys. This thing is going to be, this thing is super awesome. I'll just, I won't move it too much because, some people in the last video, I said that I'm moving the units around too much and you want to have a good look at it. Here you go. So this is going to be essentially what you guys will be receiving. The only difference is your guys will be coming with RGB fans, which is going to make it even cooler. But yeah, this is the unit here, you guys. Just want to give you guys a quick look at it before we go into the Axe OS. Just remember, no tariffs. Don't get tricked into ordering something from out of the country, ordering it for like $700 and getting hit with like a $300 to $700 tariffs bill. Just be careful where you order it from. I'm sure there are some suppliers out there maybe that could offer it to you with tariffs included, but from what I know so far, there aren't any. And yeah, our units are going to be arriving soon. Our pre-orders are sold out about halfway. If you guys want, go ahead and place your pre-orders so you guys can place your spot in line. I know after I post this video, the rest of the pre-orders are more than likely going to sell out ASAP. The other suppliers don't include the rear fans. So if you take into account the upgraded power supply that I paid extra for to have the rear fans installed, obviously this unit is going to cost more than a cheaper one coming from somewhere else, and they're selling it to you for essentially the same price. So yeah, I appreciate your guys' support. Check out the website. As soon as these units come in, just know that I'm going to go ahead and get them packed and shipped out to you guys ASAP. Currently, the estimated arrival time, on the website says January 20th to the 25th. It may arrive around that time. I'm hopeful it's going to arrive a little bit sooner because production is moving fast, and so far shipments have been great. I pay extra for expedited shipping. I do believe I am going to be, or maybe, I don't know, I probably am the only reseller in the US that's going to have a stock of these. So yeah, go ahead and put your pre-order. I literally can't believe how big this thing is. This is super heavy. This is the craziest power supply I've ever seen. Genuine Meanwell power supply. Yep, let's get into the Axe OS, guys. Let's see what this thing can do. Oh, and one more thing before we get into the Axe OS, I'll be giving this unit or one of the other units that are arriving away. So go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow me on X. It's called Solo Block IO. I release, I update the information there on the giveaways and stock arrivals, things like that. It's still pretty new. So as soon as you guys subscribe there and subscribe on YouTube, you're going to be entered into the chance of winning a NerdOctaxe TITAN 12 terahash. And yep, it's also going to come with a Meanwell power supply. This thing is a beast, and I'm happy to have, one of you guys pick up one of these for completely free. The other giveaway ended. If you go to my X profile, you'll see who the winners are. That giveaway was for a BitAxe 403, 800, and a Bitcoin node. So those three winners were already selected. That was whoever purchased something from the website has a chance to win. This one, I understand some people, may not be able to purchase something from the website yet. Either, their budget doesn't allow it, or, I want to give everybody a chance this time. So just follow on X, follow on YouTube. I'm going to pick somebody. And yep, let's get to the Axe OS. All right, guys. So we have the Axe OS open here. We've been up and running for about maybe 30 seconds, and we're already very close to the 12 terahash expected hash rate. And currently we're still stabilizing. We're at 18.48 joules per terahash. Let's take a look. So the Axe OS says 221 watts. Keep in mind this has two rear fans in the back, so it's going to use a little bit more wattage, but it's definitely worth it to keep it cool and for the longevity of your device. Look at the VR temps, 36.9 degrees Celsius. Obviously it's going to heat up a little bit more, but so far right off the bat, that's great. 750 megahertz on the ASIC frequency, 1.17 volts on the ASIC chip. So yeah, we are stabilizing here. Let's take a look at the settings. 750, 1170. Let's see what it says under system. Yep, BM1370 chips. If you guys don't know, this has 4 BM1370 chips from the Antminer S21. For example, the NerdOctaxe Pluses, those are only 4 of those chips. So essentially, it's double the hash power, plus it's overclocked with the extra cooling capabilities, so it can maintain that 12 terahash. And yeah, for 4 fans, it's not too loud. Obviously, currently right now, let's take a look one more time. I believe the fans are running at 100%. Yep, S19 simulator mode. This just means that it's running at full blast right now. Obviously, you can lower that if you'd like. Just make sure you are maintaining the temperatures properly. There's an auto mode where it will, will increase the fan speed as needed. Let's go back to the dashboard. And yeah, so we are essentially, that's the expected hash rate. We're short by just a few gigahashes, but it's not a big deal at all. You can raise the ASIC frequency by just a tiny bit if you are LCD like that and you really need it to say 12,000 gigahashes. If you guys don't know, 1,000 gigahashes is 1 terahash. So 12 terahashes is 12,000 gigahashes. And we're currently 41.5 degrees Celsius, so it has gone up, but not by that much. The ASIC temps are 58 degrees Celsius, fans running at 100%. Confirm that right here. We'll just give it a little bit more time to stabilize so you guys can kind of get a really good idea what it's like when it's fully ramped up. I'm putting my hand next to it, and yeah, the slits on the side, there's a good amount of airflow coming through there. So it's definitely cooling the rear side. What I'm confused about is why the other manufacturers are not putting fans on the rear, when essentially this is supposed to be the upgraded version of the NerdOctaxe. Yeah, weird. The Rev 6.1 NerdOctaxe Pluses, those have fans in the rear, obviously to be able to support the extra overclocking, but I don't know. I guess they're cheaping out, not putting a couple of extra fans in the back, but I don't know why they would do that. And Yeah, it doesn't seem like a super upgraded model to me. If all they're doing is just overclocking it and giving it to you guys, I don't see the point in paying extra. But anyways, you just saw we hit that 12 terahashes right there. And like I mentioned before, these shares are going to go up extremely high, but that's just because of the pool settings. This is still on the factory pool settings. I haven't changed it yet. So once you guys change that, the number will go up slower. But yeah, everything looks to be operating great. The efficiency is actually not that bad. I thought it was going to be closer to 20 joules per terahash, but we're at 18.5 so far. And that's really good for something that's overclocked and running 4 fans. Yeah, I'm really surprised. So where are we at right now? 42.6 degrees Celsius. I think this is where we're going to stabilize at. So we're probably not going to move much higher than that. Yep, 42.6, 42.7. This is the benefit of having fans in the back. You know, those voltage regulator chips and all the other components on the back, they do produce a lot of heat. So when you guys have all of that heat concentrating in the back and no airflow dissipating and moving that heat out of the way, it's going to concentrate in that area, and eventually it's going to lead to premature hardware failure and the longevity. It just, to run an extra 8 or 9 watts or 10 watts, in my opinion, is definitely worth it, because when you have a machine like this that's costing upwards of $700, I mean, another 10 watts is going to cost you what, $3 a month? You know, if you don't have that great electricity rate, it might even be less than that. I'm just doing the math off the top of my head. I definitely think it's like an insurance plan. I would definitely rather have fans in the back than to be overclocking something with no fans. It just sounds definitely risky to me. But yeah, this bundle here has everything included. I upgraded the power supply for you guys. You know, last minute, I reached out to them. I said, hey, what can we do to get the best possible power supply to the customers? They gave me this option. I paid extra, and these are much heavier. Not only did it cost me more for the power supply, it cost me more to ship them as well. This power supply is very massive. And yeah, when I look at the power supply, honestly, as of now, I know we've only been up and running for like 2 minutes. I don't feel any heat from the power supply at all. Look at that, 12.1 terahashes. Awesome. So what I'll do is let's go ahead and pull out the temperature gun, and let's take a look at where the heat is coming from, and let's take a look at the power supply. Let's get into that real quick. And one more thing, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. Please leave a comment, like the video, for the giveaway. So follow me on X, subscribe on YouTube, like the video, and please leave a comment. If you can do those 4 things, because if you guys do this, it obviously promotes my business, it brings in more customers, which in turn allows me to give away more free stuff. So $700 unit, giving it away is obviously not cheap. So for me to be able to do these types of things and give back to the community, obviously we need to keep progressing and be able to afford to do these types of giveaways. So yeah, we're holding rock solid, stable. This is great. So 12 terahashes per second. But yeah, let's pull out the heat gun and see what we got going on there. There you go, 12 terahashes per second still. Expected hash rate right on the dot. So no shortage here whatsoever. Let's go ahead and take a look at the heat gun. So as you can tell, these heat sinks are super important because they produce a lot of heat. So let's go ahead and point right at one of those heat sinks. 111 degrees. Without the heat sinks there, I'd imagine it'd probably be another maybe 20 to 30 degrees higher. Let's take a look at the fuse. 117 degrees. XT60 connector, these can handle 60 amps. So these are going to be rock solid, no issues there whatsoever. 93 degrees on there. Screen, oh wow, that's interesting. I didn't know screens would have a little bit of heat. 95 degrees there. And if you're wondering why it's red in the middle of these fans, it's because there's magnets inside of fans. That's how they work. They spin, they produce heat. If you don't know, that's how magnets work. So the middle of the fan is going to be, I can't even read that, about 90 degrees, 93 degrees. That's obviously nothing concerning. Let's go ahead, take a look at the top here. Let's look at the rear. Yeah, the airflow from here, I can definitely feel it. Let's see if we can measure anything back there. Look at that. So obviously, you definitely want fans in the back, because the air coming out of there, I gotta point it right there. It's a lot of airflow because there's two fans, but we're what, pushing 90 degrees? Let's look at the rear. So look at that, the components in the back, right? So those are hot. You definitely need airflow, especially while being overclocked. And now, the massive heatsink. And ignore this, that's another project I got going on if you guys don't know. I'm trying to get some Bitcoin nodes out to you guys for the cheapest possible price. That's coming up soon. So to the touch, cold. Let's measure it. So it might look very yellow, but it's just relative to the other temperature around it. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's super hot. If you look at it, look at that. 86 degrees Fahrenheit. I've tested other power supplies that are pushing 100 easily. So this is a Meanwell power supply. Did not cheap out on the... Oh, that's not good. Let me just go ahead and unplug this. Oh, it started again. But yeah, I gotta be a little bit more careful. But anyways, let's go ahead and flip it over to this side. I would say not even lukewarm. So yeah, 83, 86 degrees. Our body temperatures are like 92, so when I touch it, it doesn't even feel warm. Let's take a look at the cable. These cables are super thick, 82 degrees. Let's see what we got going on up here. This is why it's super important to have heat sinks. And let's see the wire here, 87. Cool, nothing. Nice. Yeah, so it's not always about getting the cheapest price, although what I'm selling it for is the cheapest out of everybody if you take into account the tariffs bill that you get hit with and the shipping. If you guys get these shipped from China or whatever, I don't know, where are the other ones coming from? Europe or something like that? Or Canada? I think it's Europe. Yeah, so it's not only is it going to cost you more, you're not going to get as superior of a product in terms of the power supply and the two rear fans. It's going to cost you a lot more. This has 25 amp fuses as well. The other ones I think only have 20 amp fuses. So yeah, all in all, I tried my best to get you guys the highest quality product I could, and I'm sure you can see that, the outcome is a very high quality product. Yeah, so this is probably going to conclude the video. Check out the website, soloblock.io. They should be arriving soon. Half of the pre-orders are already gone, and the other half is probably going to be gone relatively soon, if I'm being honest with you guys. I'm not trying to pressure you guys into buy it. If you guys cannot afford something this expensive, it's totally understandable. Just start with something smaller. It's not like I'm never going to carry these again. Obviously, if they do well, I'm going to pick up more. I can always get some more in the future. But if you guys were keeping an eye out for this, just being honest with you, whether you buy from me or not, get something with rear fans. Look at me. Look how unsafe I'm being with all these wires hanging around. But it's only for the video, guys. Awesome. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. And thank you guys for supporting. A lot of people supported me from the very beginning, and I'm very grateful for that. It actually made all of this possible, because without the support, honestly, you don't have the confidence of investing so much money and time and effort. To be honest with you guys, a lot of the nights I don't even sleep till 4 a.m. and packing orders and doing whatever I can and updating the website. And then I still have a full-time job where I wake up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. and I go to work. So it's very, it's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding, fulfilling, and I'm happy to be able to offer you guys something. I'm happy to be able to provide competition in the market, because you guys know if there's no competition, price gouging starts. So you need at least one fair player, and I'm not saying I'm the only one. There are other companies out there as well. You know, I give props to like Solo Satoshi. They're, you know, fairly priced as well. If you guys haven't checked out their website, go ahead, check them out. I've never personally purchased anything from them before, but you know, they look like really cool people. I heard they have good customer service, and yeah, definitely check them out. I'm not the only one. You know, we all want to succeed, and we all want to be able to provide good hardware for people. I don't see them price gouging. They're very fair and reasonable. If you guys don't shop from me, check out their website, guys. But yeah, hope to talk to you guys soon. Please follow me on my socials for the updates, and I hope to get these out to you guys ASAP. Peace.